Dear friends, it's the 7th of May, and after plus 22 temperatures in the second half of April, we're enjoying the full glory of global warming. May, it's snowing. Frick. Yeah, there's the global warming. Anyways, it's snowing. Well, rain and snow now. It's snowing all night. Anyways, so today's the inauguration day of Vladimir Vladimirovich for his last 6-year tour of trolling and crushing the Western Satanists, and we will all support him. So this whole recording is going to be one big clown world, starting with the elections of Vladimir Vladimirovich, who had well over 85% of the vote, with 70-something percent of the turnout. By the way, I'm one of those. So yes, I am a Putinist. Woohoo! And other hurtful words from Western NATO trolls. Well, the West didn't recognize the elections because, you know, no matter how much they even tried to do a terrorist attack, Caracas City wound up being 2 weeks later. Security was too tight on and around the election to murder Russian women and children. Now they accomplished their little goal 2 weeks later. Anyways, so the Western leaders don't recognize Putin, and they don't recognize the Russian elections because, by the way, America's elections are just so crystal clear, and not to mention Australia's and other countries. And when we get to the UK, that hasn't had a general election in what? Well, the last 3 prime ministers were all elected by less than 1% of the population, who all happen to be Tory party members. Woohoo! Yeah, there's your democracy for you. Sorry, something was there. So, next month, the big clown world of the West begins the Swiss kumbaya of the Zelensky peace process. That's where all the American Muppets, plus the Muppet Master, all of these little Muppets get together and decide how they're going to impose peace on Russia in Ukraine. You know, the people that are all losing are going to impose their will on Russia. Who's winning? Yeah. And by the way, because they're all democracies, leading this is going to be the Zelensky peace plan. And Zelensky, you know, the guy that, by the way, banned elections and whose term ends the 21st of May. The wanted war criminal, Zelensky. Not to mention Biden and the rest of them are war criminals. So it's basically a jamboree of war criminals in the formerly neutral, no longer neutral Switzerland that no longer has an industry since it gave up its secret banking client lists and did a bunch of other stupid crap that the Americans demanded of them. So Switzerland committed economic suicide. But Switzerland pretty much has nothing. It is not a resource-rich country. It is not an agriculture-rich country. It's a place where people throw their cash in to hide it. Oh, and then there's Swiss watches. It's a place where people put their gold away in case they lose power or something else happens, and they can run to Switzerland and go get it. Or keep Uncle Satan from stealing their last pair of underwear by putting it away somewhere like Switzerland. Of course, ever since Barack Hussein, Mullah Obama came to power and forced the Swiss to give up 30,000, the names of 30,000 American clients, that pretty much went away. And Switzerland can't even claim to be a neutral country because they went in for all the sanctions against Russia. And are now suffering just like the rest of stupid Europe, the genetic dead end of this continent, the Eurasian continent. Stupid Europe, who's dying. Leading Stup Europe is Stuplandia, the Finns that obviously don't get enough sunlight to have their brains function normally, are now asking the EU to give them $10 billion. Give them $10 billion. Oh, because their economy is in the shit can. They're in a depression that they're still trying to call a recession. Because I don't know, they cut off all ties with the main economy that was keeping them afloat, Russia. You know, that's as stupid as the Australians that try to block all economic ties with China that happen to buy 50% of their export, which, being an export country, a resource export country, for Australia is about as stupid as putting a 357 round inside their brain case. Actually, that may actually be an improvement, because Australians are beyond police state stupid at this point. I mean, this is the country that arrested a pregnant woman for saying on Facebook that she was planning to come to a protest against the COVID restrictions. She never actually went. She never got a chance to. So this is what we call, right out of that Tom Cruise, pre-crime. Oh yeah, because these aren't police states, these are democracies. And other tales told to stupid children. In this case, stupid adult children. But anyways, I digress. I'm sorry. I have a tendency of doing that. There's just so much stupid around that it's hard to concentrate on just one stupid, because it's all linked to other stupid. I mean, the West and all of its allies are a degraded, moronic version of itself. The U.S. and all have been lying about their true values for 200, 300, 400 years. Well, the U.S. for 200 years. But the stupid level has just gone to so high that, you know, it reeks up to the very feet of God. Plus us in that healthy dose of Satanism. So yeah, so the Finn stupids are now asking for $10 billion to support their collapsed economy for this year. And it'll be worse. Because the Finn stupids, right after they put in all the sanctions, they had a two-quarter recession that had a two-quarter very weak growth return. And then following that, the last 2 quarters of 23, they went into a very steep recession that they haven't climbed out of. So they've been in a recession for almost a year now, and there's no sight to the end of it anywhere. And no, the light coming down the tunnel is just the train of reality getting ready to run you into paste. So please give us $10 billion so we can keep being stupid against Russia, and maybe we can put some nuclear missiles there so we can be exterminated. Because, you know, the Eurostupids, what they don't understand is if the Americans were to launch, say, out of Germany, an F-35 with a nuclear weapon on it, of course Germany would get a nice nuclear sunrise in response. But so will everyone else that has an American nuclear base on it, or an American base with nuclear weapons. Absolutely, all of them will get hit. Because nobody's going to sit around and wait to see where the dumb Yanks are going to launch another one from. Europe is going to get lots of nuclear sunrises in the response. But the Eurostupids can't figure that out. And the peasants are either too lazy, too dumbed down, or too apathetic to actually do anything about it. Well, if they do anything about it, their democracy is just going to give them one in the teeth. Real hard, like the Germans are getting beaten. Oh well, that's all in the day of democracy. So, anyways, so let's review. The Eurostupids, the Stuperians, are gonna hold a jamboree to dictate in no longer neutral and bankrupting Switzerland, to dictate terms from the losing side to the winning side about democracy, and leading this will be a dictator who canceled elections and whose terms are up. Got that? Yeah, that's the world we live in. Ain't it fun, girls and boys? If there are any historians left in 100 years, I'll be looking at this as the genetic collapse of Europe and the non-Russian Caucasian race. And whoa, is that ever a collapse that's earned? Anyways, God bless, have fun, and try to keep your sanity.